Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to our channel, where we provide useful spiritual insights to help you navigate your twin flame journey. The twin flame journey is one of the most profound and life altering experiences one can undergo. It is a path of immense transformation, inner healing, and spiritual awakening. However, this journey is not without its challenges. One of the most difficult aspects of the twin flame dynamic is the runner-chaser phase, where one twin withdraws from the connection while the other seeks closeness. The runner, often overwhelmed by the intensity of the bond, makes certain mistakes that only serve to prolong the separation and delay the reunion. These mistakes stem from fear, ego, and unresolved wounds. Understanding these mistakes can provide clarity, help accelerate healing, and create a path toward union. Today, we'll reveal the 7 biggest mistakes that twin flame runners make and how they can be avoided. Let's start. Number 1, running out of fear instead of facing the truth. One of the most common mistakes twin flame runners make is allowing fear to control them instead of facing the truth of the connection. When they experience the depth of their bond with their twin, it can feel overwhelming, almost like standing too close to a powerful fire. The intensity is unlike anything they have ever known, and instead of embracing it, they instinctively run. This fear can take many forms: fear of vulnerability, fear of abandonment, fear of change, or even fear of being undeserving of such love. Many runners convince themselves that their emotions are irrational, that what they feel for their twin is an illusion, or that they are simply not ready. This denial creates unnecessary suffering, not only for themselves, but also for their twin. The key to overcoming this mistake is self-awareness. The runner must recognize that their fear is not a sign to run, but an invitation to heal. Instead of suppressing emotions, they should take time to understand them. Self-reflection, meditation, and inner work can help bring clarity. Facing the truth of the connection instead of running from it can ease the resistance and open the doors to deeper healing. Number 2, seeking distractions to avoid the connection. Twin flame runners often attempt to numb or ignore the connection by immersing themselves in distractions. They might dive into work, hobbies, social activities, or even other relationships in an attempt to forget about their twin. This avoidance, however, never truly works. No matter how much they distract themselves, the twin flame connection remains in their heart, subtly influencing their thoughts and emotions. Some runners might even enter karmic relationships, believing that they can replace their twin with someone else. But these relationships often feel empty or forced. The connection with a twin flame is soul deep, and trying to escape it through external means only leads to further confusion and inner turmoil. Instead of seeking distractions, the runner must learn to sit with their emotions. Facing the discomfort rather than avoiding it leads to growth. Meditation, journaling, and inner healing work can help them process their feelings in a healthy way rather than pushing them away. Number 3, letting ego and pride control their actions. Ego plays a major role in the twin flame journey, especially for the runner. The twin flame connection is not just about love. It is about transformation. It forces both individuals to face their deepest fears, insecurities, and unresolved wounds. For the runner, this process can feel overwhelming. Instead of embracing the connection, they allow their ego and pride to take control. The ego thrives on separation and the illusion of self-sufficiency. It resists vulnerability because vulnerability requires surrendering control. Many twin flame runners convince themselves that they do not need their counterpart, that they are better off alone, or that the connection is simply too much to handle. Some even blame their twin for the intense emotions they are experiencing, believing that if they push their twin away, the emotional turmoil will subside. This often leads them to block, ignore, or completely cut off communication, hoping that distance will resolve their inner struggles. However, ignoring the connection does not make it disappear. The twin flame bond exists beyond physical interactions. It is an energetic and spiritual connection that cannot be severed. The more the runner resists, the more painful the separation becomes. This pain manifests as restlessness, sadness, or a feeling of emptiness that no amount of distraction can fully heal. The ego tells them that running will bring relief, but in reality, it prolongs their suffering. True healing begins when the runner sets aside their ego and embraces humility. This does not mean giving up their identity or self-respect. It means allowing themselves to be open to growth, admitting fears, acknowledging mistakes, and understanding that love does not equate to weakness are key steps toward inner peace. The twin flame journey is not about control. It is about surrender. By releasing pride-driven fears and stepping into a place of self-awareness, the runner can begin to heal. Letting go of ego is a gradual process. It may begin with simple shifts in perspective, reflecting on emotions rather than resisting them, softening rigid beliefs, or simply allowing oneself to feel without judgment. Over time, these small steps lead to profound transformation. When the runner learns to embrace the connection instead of fighting it, they realize that what they feared was never the connection itself, but their own resistance to change. Number 4, suppressing their emotions instead of processing them. The twin flame journey triggers deep emotions that many runners have never experienced before. These emotions are not just about love. They include fears, insecurities, past wounds, and unresolved traumas. For someone who has spent years suppressing their feelings, this sudden emotional intensity can feel unbearable. Instead of facing these emotions, runners often try to suppress them, believing that if they ignore their feelings, they will eventually go away. However, emotions do not simply disappear. Suppression only pushes them deeper into the subconscious, where they continue to influence thoughts, behaviors, and overall well-being. Over time, this leads to emotional instability, anxiety, and even physical symptoms such as fatigue, headaches, or unexplained sadness. The more they try to bury their emotions, the more those emotions fight to be acknowledged. Runners may distract themselves with work, relationships, or other activities in an attempt to numb what they are feeling. They might tell themselves that they are fine or that their emotions are just temporary reactions. But no matter how much they try to move on, the emotions resurface in unexpected ways. Through dreams, sudden waves of sadness, or unexplainable longing for their twin. This is because the twin flame connection is not just an external experience. It is an internal transformation that demands emotional honesty. Healing requires allowing emotions to be felt without fear or judgment. Instead of pushing them away, the runner must acknowledge their fears, insecurities, and past wounds. This does not mean dwelling on pain, but rather creating space for emotional processing. One way to do this is through self-reflection, taking time to sit with emotions, instead of immediately trying to suppress them. Journaling can help put feelings into words, making them easier to understand. Meditation or breathwork can provide a sense of calm, allowing the runner to observe their emotions without being overwhelmed by them. Seeking support is also important, whether through therapy, spiritual guidance, or simply talking to someone they trust. Expressing emotions in a safe space can provide clarity and relief. Healing is not about fixing emotions. It is about understanding and accepting them. When the runner begins to process their emotions instead of avoiding them, they experience a sense of inner peace. They realize that their emotions are not something to be feared. They are guiding them toward healing and self-growth. Number 5, believing that separation means the connection is over. One of the biggest misconceptions runners have is assuming that separation means the connection is broken. Because they have distanced themselves, physically, emotionally, or both, they believe that the bond will fade with time. They may tell themselves that their twin will forget about them, that the intensity of their feelings will weaken, or that life will return to normal once enough time has passed. But no matter how much they try to convince themselves, the twin flame connection remains. The twin flame bond is not like ordinary relationships. It is not based on attraction, convenience, or shared interests. It is a soul-level connection that transcends time and space. Separation is not an ending. It is a necessary phase of the journey. It is during separation that both twins undergo personal growth, healing, and transformation. Without this period of self-discovery, true union would not be possible. Many runners try to escape the pain of separation by distracting themselves with new relationships or external pursuits. They believe that if they fill their lives with other experiences, they will eventually forget their twin. However, twin flames are energetically connected, meaning that even during separation, they continue to feel each other's presence. They may experience vivid dreams, sudden emotions that do not seem to belong to them, or an unexplainable pull toward their twin. These are signs that the connection has not ended, it is simply evolving. Instead of seeing separation as a permanent loss, the runner must shift their perspective. This time apart is an opportunity to work on themselves, to heal wounds, build self-awareness, and become the person they are meant to be. The challenges they face during separation are not punishments. They are lessons designed to prepare them for union. Healing begins when the runner recognizes that their twin is not the cause of their pain, but a mirror reflecting what needs to be healed. The twin flame connection is not about dependency. It is about self-discovery. The more the runner focuses on their personal growth, the closer they come to alignment. And when both twins are truly ready, reunion happens naturally, not through force, but through the alignment of their souls. No matter how long separation lasts, the bond remains. The love between twin flames is eternal, existing beyond time, distance, or circumstance. Instead of fearing separation, the runner can embrace it as part of the journey, knowing that, in the end, love will always lead them home. Number 6, ignoring their spiritual awakening. The twin flame journey is, at its core, a spiritual path. It is not just about love or romance. It is a journey of self-discovery and soul evolution. Many twin flame runners resist this spiritual aspect because it requires them to change in ways they may not feel ready for. Spiritual awakening is not always comfortable. It shakes the foundation of everything they once believed. It pushes them to question their identity, purpose, and the deeper meaning behind their existence. This can feel overwhelming, leading them to shut down or ignore the signs, urging them toward growth. One of the most common ways runners resist spiritual awakening is by dismissing the synchronicities that appear in their lives. They may repeatedly see angel numbers, hear their twin's name in random conversations, or feel an unexplainable energy pull toward their counterpart, yet they brush these experiences aside as coincidences. They convince themselves that it is all in their imagination, that there is no deeper meaning behind these occurrences. However, the universe does not stop sending these signs. The more they ignore them, the more persistent they become. Dreams, repeated patterns, and intense emotions will continue to surface until they begin to pay attention. Avoiding spiritual awakening often results in stagnation. The runner may feel lost, disconnected, or emotionally drained without understanding why. They might experience restlessness, as if something is missing, but be unable to pinpoint what it is. This is because their soul is nudging them toward their purpose, but they are resisting. The twin flame journey is not about remaining the same person. It is about evolving into the highest version of oneself. When the runner refuses to embrace this transformation, they prolong their own suffering. The key to moving forward is to stop resisting and start exploring. Spirituality does not have to be complicated. It can begin with small steps, meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence and listening to one's inner voice. Some runners may find comfort in energy healing, breath work, or practices like yoga that help them connect with their inner self. Others may resonate with signs from the universe, such as tarot readings or messages from spirit guides. The method does not matter as much as the willingness to be open. When the runner stops fearing their spiritual awakening and starts embracing it, everything begins to make sense. The confusion fades, the emotional weight lifts, and a sense of inner peace emerges. They realize that the connection they have with their twin is not just about another person. It is about their own soul's evolution. By aligning with their higher self, they naturally reduce resistance toward their twin and the journey itself. This shift allows them to see their twin flame connection for what it truly is, a divine, transformative experience meant to bring them closer to their authentic self. Number 7, underestimating the depth of the bond. Many twin flame runners believe that their connection with their counterpart is just another relationship, something they can move on from with time. They convince themselves that, like any other intense experience, the emotions will fade, and they will eventually forget. However, this is one of the biggest misconceptions a runner can have. The twin flame bond is not an ordinary love. It is a soul-deep connection that transcends lifetimes. It is not just about emotions. It is about purpose, healing, and transformation. Trying to forget a twin flame is like trying to forget a part of oneself. It simply cannot be done. Runners often attempt to move on by distracting themselves with other relationships, work, or social activities. They may even enter new partnerships, hoping that being with someone else will make them forget their twin. But no matter how much they try, there is always a sense of something missing. They may feel restless, unsatisfied, or emotionally disconnected from their new partner, even if everything seems perfect on the surface. This is because no other connection can replace the depth of a twin flame bond. While other relationships can provide companionship, they cannot mirror the soul in the way a twin flame does. Ignoring the depth of this bond can lead to unnecessary suffering. Runners may struggle with an unexplainable longing, feeling drawn back to their twin even when they have tried to cut ties. They may experience dreams, random thoughts, or emotional waves that remind them of their counterpart at the most unexpected moments. This is because the twin flame bond does not exist solely on the physical plane. It exists on an energetic and spiritual level. Even when there is no contact, the connection remains active, continuing to influence both twins' emotions and personal growth. Accepting the depth of this connection is a vital step toward healing. This does not mean that the runner must immediately reunite with their twin, but it does mean acknowledging that this bond is real and meaningful. It requires letting go of the need to rationalize or explain it through logic. The twin flame journey is not meant to fit within traditional relationship expectations. It is meant to be a profound experience of soul awakening. When the runner finally surrenders to this truth, they find peace. They stop resisting the connection and start understanding its purpose. They realize that their twin is not someone they need to escape from, but someone who reflects their own inner growth. This understanding opens the door for healing, transformation, and eventually, reunion. Instead of running, they begin to embrace the journey for what it is, an opportunity to evolve, love, and step into their highest self. The twin flame journey is not meant to be easy, but it is meant to be transformative. Every challenge, every moment of separation, and every emotional struggle serves a higher purpose. The runner may feel like they are escaping the connection, but in reality, they are being guided back to themselves. The path they take, no matter how far they go, is always leading them toward healing and self-discovery. For a twin flame runner, the most important realization is that running does not provide true freedom. Avoidance only creates more inner turmoil, while facing the emotions head-on brings peace. The connection with a twin flame is not a trap or a burden. It is a mirror reflecting the deepest truths of the soul. It is an opportunity for growth, self-love, and spiritual awakening. Healing does not happen overnight, and that is okay. The twin flame journey unfolds in divine timing, allowing each person to grow in the way they are meant to. Even if the runner does not fully understand the connection at first, life will continue to guide them toward the lessons they need to learn. Signs, dreams, and synchronicities will keep appearing, reminding them that they are never truly disconnected from their twin. Ultimately, the twin flame journey is about love. Love for oneself, love for the other, and love for the greater purpose behind it all. When both twins surrender to this truth, they find their way back to each other. Not because they are forced to, but because they are finally ready. The journey is not about chasing or running. It is about evolving into the highest version of oneself so that union can happen naturally, in its own time. No matter where the runner is on their journey, they are not alone. Their twin carries the same love, the same longing, and the same divine connection. When the time is right, all the running will stop, and all that will remain is the love that was always meant to be.